I like dispelling the myth that we are just here as a force of good for Gibraltar. Yes, that is extremely important, but it's just as important to show our worth in being able to deploy and be part of the wider defence commitment regime being pushed by the Ministry of Defence, especially in these times. We've always committed. We are always prepared. You just need to look at the past history of the regiment. We've had individuals dating as far back as the 1970s deployed in every kinetic operation around the world. I'm a two-time Afghan veteran myself, so it just demonstrates how passionate we are as soldiers, and more importantly, how passionate we are as Gibraltarians. We are having a massive push and drive in recruitment. You just need to see the RG brand currently on social media. We've got a fantastic team sort of pushing the Royal Gibraltar Regiment identity out there. There is a lot of recruiting efforts going out within the next 3 or 4 months, but you'll get an opportunity to get a flavour, if you're interested, on what a career in the regiment is if you commit to that Insight weekend. And who knows, maybe this is the start of a great career for people who are thinking, what is it to be part of the regiment? Because it's not just being part of a job, it's being part of a bigger purpose. The army gives you a lot of great opportunities, whether that's you being a school leaver or if you've got a degree. Everybody has this assumption. People feel that this is the last place you go to when you can't find employment. Defence, Ministry of Defence, whether it's the Army, it's the Navy, it's the Air Force. It's a great career that gives you structure, gives you qualifications, and for many people it also gives them a family.
Standards are very important. Total professionalism, lawful behaviour, appropriate behaviour. We all need to be lawful, not only here inside this organisation, but also outside with civilians and with the law enforcement and the laws of Gibraltar and anywhere we deploy. We've got a very pivotal role with operations, but we also have a very central public role which bridges history, traditions to Gibraltar with all the parades that we're conducting. But yes, we've got Ceremonial of the Keys coming up on Thursday the 9th of October. A very significant historic ceremony which took back in the 1700s during the Great Siege, and then sort of like stopped and revived again in the 1931s, and that's basically where the port gate sergeant would lock all gates of the fortress of Gibraltar to ensure that Gibraltar was secure. And the port sergeant, which you'll see in the parade on Thursday the 9th, will march with 2 fifers and a drummer, further on with 3 escorts as security, and the warrant officer at the rear.
I've always wanted to join the army as a kid. I didn't know what regiment to choose, and obviously my family's down in the south of Spain, so for me Gibraltar Regiment was the closest to home. I joined it and I love it.
You were teaching in Gambia, but
Yes.
What do you take from that trip in terms of skills that you develop?
I think for myself, having to develop my skills to teach at a sergeant's level, because the majority of them were warrant officers that have done 35 plus years, which is longer than I've been alive.
Wow.
So being able to learn one-up job role for myself.
And where would you see, or where would you hope to see your career progress within the Royal Gibraltar Regiment?
Hopefully promote to sergeant shortly. That would be ideal. And then hopefully take over platoon sergeant at some point, hopefully 2 platoon, because that's where I've been my whole career. And then hopefully one day RSM of this regiment. That would be what I want to do.